All right, so we're going to be changing the oil on the 2012 Fiat 500. This is the 1.4 liter engine. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to have to jack up one part of your car. So find yourself a piece of metal up underneath here. Do not jack on plastic. It'll damage it. So just crawl underneath a little bit and see where a good jack point is. If you do not have a floor jack, see if you can find a like a little spare tire scissor jack. That works also. And what we're going to do is, this is a 13 millimeter you're going to be using to break free your oil drain plug right here. And we need to get a oil drain pan up underneath here to catch the used oil. I already loosened it up. All right, let's just go ahead and pull it out here. There you go. And that's pretty black. So that oil hasn't been changed in quite a while. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to let it drain for a while. And then we'll go ahead and clean up this area. We're going to look at the oil drain plug. We'll clean it up and just inspect it. All right, so you just want to look at the threads. You want to make sure that your cap here is not all damaged and stripped out. And then also you want to look and see that this seal is good still. And if it's not, you want to replace it. Or if your oil pan is dripping from here, it's probably because the seal is bad. So just keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and clean this area up for the mating surface where you're going to put your oil drain plug back into. And then let's go ahead and put in your oil drain plug, and then you're going to torque it. Excuse me, you're going to torque it to 20 foot-pounds. That's 20 foot-pounds. And those are manufacturer specifications. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to change out the oil filter cartridge. This is a plastic cartridge, and there's the top of it right there that you're going to have to unscrew. Your number on there, if you're using a Fram, is an FD9713. All right, so what you want to do is you want to use a 1 1/16 socket, put a swivel on there, and then get a good little extension going there so you can get down in there and get the right position. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to pop it down on there. Now it's kind of tight, but there it is. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and just start to turn that off. All right, before you take it completely off, what you want to do is you want to move your oil pan over just in case you have any spillage or drippage or anything to that nature. And then what we're going to do is just go ahead and then just keep on turning it. Okay, now it's off. There is no real easy way to do this. You're just going to have to kind of get your hand down in there, grab a hold of it, and then just pull it up. So what you're going to do is we're going to pull this out here. Okay, you'll notice on the back there's these prongs, and that goes down first because it locks into place. So if you push it down, it locks in so it doesn't come out. All right, so go ahead and clean this up, and we'll go ahead and reinstall this. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to just apply a small amount of brand new oil. Don't use the old nasty oil. So let's go ahead and open this up and just coat it lightly before you install it. I mean, you can do it afterwards too. It doesn't make a difference. But just dip your finger in there and then just run it around. You just want to coat it so it seals better. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to install it, and it'll just pop right on, just like that. Make sure it's down in the lower seal right here. Okay, and pull it all the way down there, just like that. Okay, and if you want to apply the oil now too, you can do that, and just, you know, doesn't really make a difference. All right, so the easiest way to do this is go ahead and put the filter down in first, because it has a tendency as you're wiggling it down in here to fall. And you really can't go from the bottom up. It's kind of difficult. The space is not permitting. So if you just go ahead and drop down the, put the filter down there. Let's see if I can get a light on there. Okay, so there's the, there it is right there. Okay, and it will align and it will lock into place. Okay, so what I do is I take the cap, the black cap, and then when I get it down to the filter, what I'll do is I'll push it down and you'll feel it lock in, and then I pull it back a little bit and just run my finger around the base of the cap just to see if the filter is locked into place, and then you can go ahead and put it back down, and it should screw in really easy. All right, so what you want to do is you want to take and run it down, and when you hit the O-ring, that's going to give you a little bit of resistance down here. So then you're going to have to use your 1 1/16 socket. Go ahead and put it on there, run it down until it's good and tight. And then you want to double check to make sure that that plastic is seated down to the metal housing, so that there's no gap. So run your finger around the oil cap here, the top cap, to make sure that it is seated all the way down. All right, so now what we can do is go ahead and lower down your vehicle. Okay, let's take out the floor jack. And let's start adding oil. All right, so let's go ahead and open up your filler cap here. Again, it is 5 weight 30. Let's take that off. We'll get ourselves a funnel, just like that. And let's go ahead and start adding oil. All right, so the capacity of this engine is 3.8 quarts. All right, so when you're filling up your crankcase with oil, what you want to do is you want to check it frequently. And this is the low point, so these are hash marks right here. And this is the lowest that you can go with any of the oil. It has to be at least at that mark right there. But this is the manufacturer specification, is at the high end of the hash marks, because that gives maximum engine protection. So do not let your oil get below the low point. If it's halfway in between, that's okay. You can drive it that way. But anytime I have a vehicle or I change the oil, I always make sure that it is at the top of the hash marks. But check it frequently while you're adding your oil. And then when it's up to the mark, which you can see it right there, that's your oil right there. When it's up to that mark, then you're good. All right, so last thing you want to do is put your oil dipstick back in, put your engine oil cap back on. And the other thing too is a lot of people ask, where do you dump the oil? Where do you get rid of your used oil? And there's the oil right there. What I always do, and I have a video that I have it, It's on my YouTube channel, so jump on there and take a look. Anyways, you take it into an auto parts store. They have free disposal there, and you just go in and tell the guy at the front or gal at the front, and let them know that you need to dump oil. The other thing too is when you run your engine for the first time, you're going to get some of the oil to go up into that paper filter. So your dipstick, it'll show a little bit less. So you want to just take into consideration that. And if you want to, check it the next day. When it's cold, come out in the morning time, check it. And if you need a little bit of oil, then go ahead and add a little bit of oil. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take and put your key into the accessory position right there. So it's going to pop up here. You're going to see that display that an oil change is required. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the gas pedal or your throttle, and you're going to push it in rapid down 3 times. 2, 3. You're going to come back up here and you'll see that the oil light is completely gone. And then what you want to do is completely turn it off, turn your ignition completely to the off position, and then let's go ahead and restart it to just verify that it is completely gone. But anyways, there you go. That's how you change the oil on your 2012 Fiat 500.